Hello and welcome to this webinar on the Now Pensions Gateway. Thank you very much for joining us. This session has been designed with bureaus and accountancy practices in mind, and during it we'll be explaining how to log into the Now Pensions Gateway, check your client's details, import payroll data, resolve any data errors that may be displayed, retrieve the employee action file, and view contribution and direct debit histories. When our first mutual client has been loaded into the Gateway system, you'll receive an email from Now Pensions entitled New Account Created. An example of this email is currently being displayed on the screen. This email is issued to the individual who was nominated as the main administrator for your company when you completed your registration through our online sign-up process. To access the Gateway site, please click on the link within this email. We would suggest that you use Google Chrome to access the site, as this offers the highest levels of security and the most up-to-date features. Once you've clicked on the link within the account created email, you'll be directed to the following page within the site. Please create a password that will be used for all future logins. You will then be directed back to the main login page so that you can enter your user details. Before we log in though, I just want to mention the forgotten password option that is on the login page. This will allow you to quickly and easily reset your password by entering your username, which will be your email address. Once you've submitted your request, you'll receive an email from the Gateway system that will enable you to reset your login details. To log into the system, what you need to do is enter your username, which will be your email address, and the password that you've just created as part of the setup process. The system has been designed with easy to understand language and logical layouts to the screens. At the top of the page, you will see a blue bar that is bureau navigation around the system. On the home page, you will also be able to see a snapshot of all of the schemes and payrolls that will be assigned to your bureau. Each time a new client is added to your bureau site, their payroll details will appear on the list displayed on the home page. The payrolls table provides you with important information about each payroll, such as employer and pay codes, which will need to be entered into your payroll system for that payroll, so that when you produce the pension data file, these codes are included in the relevant columns. It will also confirm the frequency of each payroll, and after you've submitted your first file, it will confirm which pay period we're expecting to be uploaded next. If you have more than 10 payrolls, there is an easy-use search facility on the top right-hand corner of the actual table itself, or you can sort any of the columns by clicking on the column name, and it will put it into alphabetical order. To actually view, if you want to view more information about a specific employer, you can actually click on one of the payrolls themselves. So you click on the weekly payroll for the WEPS code, Webinar PLC. Once you've done this, a green bar will appear that enables you to navigate around the system for that employer. So this will be information specific to the employer or payroll that you're currently looking at. To view this information, we hold for the employer themselves, you can actually select the employer settings option. The employer settings page contains quite a lot of information about the employer, so it has actual information about the company themselves, including their staging dates and their Now Pensions reference, which is their employer code that needs to be entered into the payroll system and should be used in all communications to us. It also confirms the communication settings, so whether they have asked Now Pensions to issue auto-enrollment communications for them, and the common mailbox that all communications will be sent to if an email address is not provided for an employee. Please note that it is the employer's responsibility to ensure that any communications sent to the common mailbox are forwarded onto the employee. If the common mailbox email address is blank or incorrect, please ensure that a valid email address is entered here to ensure communications are issued if email addresses are not provided for the employees. We also can store the payroll information here, so it will confirm which payrolls are actually active. It will also confirm the frequency of these payrolls and the payroll codes for them as well. You can set up new payrolls within the system by selecting the Add Payroll button. As part of the setup process, you will need to download a direct debit instruction, which the employer will need to complete. We will make the payroll active once we've received the completed direct debit instruction. Also on the employer settings page, you have payroll and primary contact details, which are editable. The direct debit collection notifications, which are sent via email, will also be sent to the email addresses provided in these fields. The final area I just want to touch on this page is the scheme tiers itself. This page will display the scheme tiers the employer has signed up to. It will also confirm the scheme code that will need to be entered into your payroll system so that it's included in the pension data file. The code is included at the top of the page, so in the example we're looking at today, the code they're using is 101. The page will also confirm the pension earnings basis and the contribution structure for that tier. Please note, employers may sign up to more than one scheme tier. If this is the case, you will need to ensure they confirm which employees should be assigned to each tier. We're now going to run through how to import data into the Gateway system. You can either upload pension data files directly from the home page, or you can go into a specific payroll you're working on and upload the file directly from there. I'm going to upload a couple of files during this demo, so in this example we will upload a file from the home page. First file I'm going to upload today is a clean file that contains no data errors. This is to show you the process you will go through if you're uploading a pension data file that is in the correct format with no issues with the data. There are a couple of ways to upload a file. You can either click on the Select File option and locate the relevant file, or you can actually use a drag and drop facility to actually upload the files. If you're using the Select File option, you can select multiple files in one go. So if you had two files you wanted to actually upload, you could actually select both of those files and then upload at the same time. Also, if you're actually if your payroll system can do it, you can include multiple payrolls and multiple employers on one file, and you could upload all of that information in one go, and then it would actually divide the data within the system out to the relevant payrolls and companies. The other way to actually upload files is via a drag and drop method, and that's the one I'm going to use today. So to actually use the drag and drop facility, what you need to do is find the files that you've created and stored on your folders. And then what you do is click on the actual file you want to upload, drag it across the system and drop it on the area where it says drag and drop here. To do that, once you've done this, basically on the right hand side of the payroll table, a Check Upload Results button will appear in the action heading. Before you actually submit the data to us, you need to check the results before committing the data finally to the system. So what you need to do is click on the button that says Check Upload Results. Once the file has been uploaded to the system, we will validate the data within the file and display the results. As the file we've uploaded is clean, we can continue straight past this page as there are no issues have been identified with the data that's actually been uploaded itself. The system will then display an import preview page, so you can check the information that you are submitting to the system before finally committing it to us. This page will confirm what, if any, communications are being issued to the employees and whether they are being sent directly to the employee by email or to the common mailbox so that they can be forwarded on to the employee. It will also confirm any updates we are going to make to the employee's record in a database and a breakdown of the contributions being submitted for each employee. At the bottom of the page, we'll also provide you with a summary of the number of employees included on the file, how many of these employees have contributions on the file, and the total amount of contributions that are being submitted. If you do not agree with the information on the import preview page, you can cancel the import, make the necessary amendments within your payroll system, reproduce the data file, and upload it again to ensure you get the correct results. If you are happy with the information on the import preview page, you can click on the Confirm Import button to commit the data to the system. Once you've committed the pension data file, you'll be returned to the home page, and a green banner will be displayed to confirm that your upload has been successful, so the green banner that's currently on the screen at the moment. If you want to view more information about the payroll that you've just uploaded a file for, you can select the relevant payroll from the list on the home page. Now that you've uploaded your first file for the payroll, you will see that we have confirmed the next pay period that needs to be uploaded. A file should be submitted for each payroll that you run, and files must be loaded in the correct order. Gateway will create a payroll schedule for you based on the information contained in your first upload. The payroll schedule will be used to validate all future file uploads and will check the pay period and pay period start date of the files you are uploading to make sure they match the expected dates for the next pay period. You can actually edit the payroll schedule. The payroll schedule is actually created using the pay period start date, and payroll frequency from your first file upload. In the example on the screen, the payroll has a weekly frequency, so we would create 53 pay periods that increase by 7 days each time. We are, however, aware that on occasions such as Christmas, your clients may combine 2 pay periods into one payment. Therefore, the schedule is editable. If you edit the schedule, all of these pay periods after the one you've edited will be adjusted to fall in line with the changes that you've made. You will therefore need to be careful when editing the payroll schedule to ensure that the correct pay period start dates are assigned to the relevant pay periods. You will also need to check the payroll schedule at the beginning of each tax year to ensure that the dates are correct, and you may need to edit the schedule to ensure it is in sync with your payroll system. You only need to edit the first pay period, and the rest of the dates should then fall into line within the schedule. You should upload a file for every pay period to ensure continuity within the data and to ensure all relevant communications are issued. Therefore, we would suggest that you do not amend the payroll schedule unless it's completely necessary. We're now going to upload a file with some data errors so you can see the difference in the process. If you were to upload a pension data file that contained data errors. We will again use the drag and drop method to upload the file. However, this time we will actually upload the file from within the payroll itself. So again, all you need to do is actually find the file that you've created and then drag and drop it into the actual area within the screen itself. The first thing you should notice here is the messaging that is being displayed is different to when you uploaded a clean file. Under the file checklist on the left-hand side of the screen, you will see the system has identified 2 errors in the data file. To get further information about these errors, you will need to click on the View Upload Details results on the right-hand side of the screen. You will now be presented with the errors and warnings that have been identified in the CSV. The errors are highlighted in red and the warnings in yellow. If you have a data error, you will need to resolve this in your payroll system before resubmitting the complete data file. If you do not fix the data errors for these employees, the data will not be processed, which could lead to communications not being issued or contributions not being collected for that employee. It is therefore imperative that you resolve all data errors and only submit clean data files to Now Pensions. Warnings, those highlighted in yellow, are for information purposes only. However, please do not ignore these, as they often contain actions that need to be completed for employees. If you only receive warnings for employees when uploading your data file, you can proceed with submitting the data and all records on the file will be processed. However, please remember this is not the case if there are data errors on the file. If your upload contains data errors, you should click on the Cancel and Upload a New File option at the bottom of the page. You will then need to resolve the data errors in your payroll system, reproduce the data file and upload the new file to Now Pensions Gateway. The reason we suggest you resolve the data errors in your payroll system is to prevent the same errors being generated on every upload and to ensure the data in our systems matches the data in your payroll system. The system will then return you to the payroll homepage once you've clicked on the Cancel Import in preparation for you to upload a clean file to the actual system. We have also developed a feature called Null Submission. This feature has been introduced following feedback we received from a number of bureaus. The Null Submission option is available on the home page and also within the payroll itself. This feature enables you to make a submission for a payroll without having to produce a file from your payroll system and upload it to Now Pensions. A null submission should only be used under specific circumstances, which are: there are no contributions to be processed for that pay period, there are no new employees that data needs to be uploaded for, there are no updates to existing employees' data, and there are no statutory communications that need to be issued. If the pay period you're looking to submit meets all of the above criteria, you can process a null submission and we will effectively process a blank file for that pay period. To do this, you would just click on the yes of the actual pop-up. You will then be taken back to the payroll homepage. A banner will be displayed to confirm you have submitted a file, and the next expected pay period will increase by 1. Once you've uploaded a clean data file, you'll be able to review the data that has been uploaded and the status of any contributions that were included in the files. The first place to do this is via the statement of accounts at the bottom of the payroll homepage, i.e. the page we're actually on at the moment. The statement of accounts has 5 sections and provides summaries of all of the contributions uploaded against the payroll. The 5 sections are: total contributions. This is the total of all the contributions that have been successfully uploaded for this payroll, minus any contributions for employees who have opted out in their opt-out window, which will never be collected. There is an amount reserved for opt-outs. Contributions that have been received from members who are currently in their opt-out window and therefore will not be collected until their window closes. If the member opts out within their window, their contributions will not be collected and the total figure will be reduced accordingly to account for the fact that these contributions will not be collected. The still to be collected section confirms contributions that have been sent for collection but need to be validated by our direct debit collection system. The currently processed section shows contributions that have been validated by the direct debit system and are awaiting confirmation that the collection process has been initiated. And the collected section shows the total of all the contributions that have been collected for that employer and payroll. In addition to being able to see a summary of the contributions within the system, you can view histories of all previous file uploads. To do this, you need to click on the View Contribution History at the bottom of the page. This page will contain a row for every file that has been successfully imported into the system. You can drill down into each entry by clicking on the import you want to view. The report for each upload will confirm which members were uploaded to the system, whether any contributions were included in the upload for them, and the total amount of contributions included in the file. Once we've initiated a direct debit collection, we will send an email to the primary and payroll contacts confirmed in the employer settings page. This email will confirm how much we're going to collect and the collection date. However, for data protection reasons, we do not include any member details within this email. To enable you to establish who contributions have been collected for within each collection email, you can view this information by clicking on the View Direct Debit History button at the bottom of the page. Please note there will be a delay of around 24 hours from you receiving the email to the data being displayed within the site. At this point, it's probably worth mentioning that employers will also be given access to the system as well. They will have a read-only access, so will not be able to upload files, but their access will allow them to view things like the direct debit histories. To view the information about the collections, all you need to do is click on the View Direct Debit History option. As with the contribution history page, each direct debit collection will have its own entry on this page. To obtain a breakdown of who contributions have been collected for, you will need to click on the collection that you want to view. The collection date confirmed in the table will tie back to the collection date confirmed in the subject header of the email you received to assist you with identifying which row in the table relates to each collection email. Each entry in the direct debits table will contain a breakdown of the contributions collected. The report will confirm who contributions have been collected for, the amount collected, and which pay period that collection was for. Please note that contributions are collected once per payroll frequency. So, for example, if you run a weekly payroll, we will make one collection per week. The date of this collection will be determined by the date the first collection was made. So the first collection was initiated on a Wednesday. All collections will be initiated on a Wednesday for that weekly payroll. As a result of this and the fact that we do not collect contributions for members who are in their opt-out period, and assuming they do not opt out, collect backdated contributions when their opt-out period is over, you will find that a direct debit collection may contain contributions from multiple pay periods. Gateway will provide strong prompts to confirm when any actions are required. So, for example, if any of the employees opt out, a banner will be displayed at the top of the screen. The banner is produced as soon as the employee has completed their request and will remain on the system until you're confirmed that you've updated your payroll system. So as you can see here, 2 members have actually opted out. They've requested to opt out within their actual statutory window. So what you would need to do is opt them out on the payroll system, refund any contributions taken, and then obviously mark the message as read and updated on payroll system. You can actually view all of the notifications that have been posted in the system via the notifications tab. So obviously once you've marked them as updated, they will disappear, but you can go back and view any sort of previous messages within the system itself. In addition to the notifications, you can also obtain information about opt-ins, opt-outs, and ABC requests from the employee action file. If there are any actions to be processed for a specific payroll, we will confirm this in the payrolls table on the home page. In the action column for the relevant payroll, you will see a green Download Actions button. If you click on this, it will download the employee action file for that payroll. This file is produced in a CSV format. To download an employee action file that covers all employers, you can use the button at the bottom of the payrolls table, and that will actually include everyone within the system, so all employers and all payrolls. The actual file itself is produced, as I say, in a CSV file, and basically it will show you exactly the status of the employees. So whether they've been enrolled, their enrollment dates, if they've opted out, whether they opted out inside or outside the window. So it keeps a record of the employees' contract statuses, and obviously gives you prompts to process changes such as opt-ins and opt-outs on the system itself as well. All changes that are highlighted in the employee action file and banner notification should be applied to the payroll system before you run your next payroll. So they obviously, so you opt people out if need be and no further contributions are taken. So thank you for tuning into this webinar, and I hope it's been a useful introduction to the Now Pensions Gateway system. Should you require any further assistance or guidance on how to use the Now Pensions Gateway, please visit our help centre at www.nowpensions.com. which contains a number of guides and articles designed to assist you with using the system. Alternatively, please contact our Bureau support team on 0330 100 3399 or email them at bureausupport@nowpensions.com. Thank you and goodbye.